Oh, yeah. Hey. Can you dig it? Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. It's Untethered Live on a Wednesday night, and I'm your host, Jake Johnson, and joining me always is the bandhammer Amanda.
Howdy, Untethered Live.
Well, what's going on out in the world? We're having a little bit of microphone difficulty here, so if you can't hear me or her, let somebody know, because I can't tell what's going on over here. I'm going to try that a little bit better. Okay. Who we got first in chat? Amy's first in chat. She says Proverbs 14:23. All hard work brings a profit. True. But mere talk leads only to poverty. Think about that, Gen Z, while you're out there yapping it up. Only talk leads to poverty. Gotta work. Gotta get sweaty. Gotta get out there and do stuff.
Flapping that gum don't help you none.
That's right. Amy says, hi, Jake and Amanda, and hello, Untethered Live family, and I hope everybody had a blessed day and also a blessed others. I hope so, too. That's beautiful. Thank you. And you get the gold star for being first in chat.
Amy, here's your gold star, a hamburger helper hand.
Are you putting your mouth up on that microphone?
I'm on it.
Okay. So it's clearly not working. Hold on. I've got to figure out why you have no sound. It should not be.
I don't know. It's got to be something on your computer. You have an update?
No. Try it now.
Is that any better?
Not particularly.
I mean, you're loud, but I can't hear me either.
Yeah, I understand that. I don't know what it is. We're just going to have to suffer through it.
Amy, can you hear me?
Can everybody hear Amanda? Hello.
Hold on, give her a minute.
We'll give her her gold star.
Amy, here's your gold star and hamburger. I can hear Amanda barely. Okay.
Barely. Okay.
Should I turn the gain up on it a little bit?
Yes. Turn the volume on the last and the volume on the first. Half and half. Straight up and down. Try that. That's the last knob and the first knob.
Is that better?
It's somewhat.
I don't hear no difference.
All right. There must be something wrong with the amplifier then. I'm going to have to work on that. We're going to have to deal with it for now, though.
Okay.
All right. Do your thing,
She
honey.
said that's better. Hold on. I'll turn it up a little bit more. How about now? Is that better?
It's getting better, yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead and turn it up 3/4 of the way. If it kicks on and blares us out, we'll just have to start yanking cords.
Is that better?
It's getting better, yeah.
Okay, I'm 3/4 of the way now. I don't want to go any higher.
On both knobs?
On the first and the last. Yes.
Okay. All right, do that. All right, do your thing.
Okay. Hi.
Camel.
We're not there yet. Amy, here's your gold star. Hamburger helper hand. And hi, Untethered Live family. Good to see y'all. Hope everyone had a good day. Happy hump day.
Camel.
What?
I'm wondering if my microphone is picking you up.
Did I just go out completely?
No, you're here. Yeah, you are.
Oh, okay. My thing turned down. Happy hump day. Hi, Jake. How are you tonight?
I'm running a crap house, apparently. This is what happens when you shoestring everything.
What's Aaron wowing about?
Vic's here. Hey, Vic, what's up, buddy? Nice to see you, my friend. Vic says, good evening, folks. And Jake, how are you, sir? I am fantastic, except for my microphones have gone fritzy on me. For some reason, I'm going to have to put a new microphone in there. Amanda says,
Hi, Vic. Hamburger helper hand.
But try to stay right on that microphone. Put your lips on it.
I'm on it. I'm eating it.
Okay. That's what she said.
Literally, I'm on it. My lips are touching it.
Walter Davis, good evening, friend. How are you? Nice to see you. Come on in, take your shoes off. Gonna be a hell of a night. I can feel it in my bones.
Hamburger helper hand, Walter.
But doesn't matter how bad it gets. Doesn't matter how crazy. I got a nice hot cup of coffee right here. Thank you for providing the coffee for the show. I appreciate that very much. It's a regular cup of joe. It's the way I like it, don't you know? Don't you want to have a cup with me and talk about all things bleh? If so, go to the kitchen, pour yourself up a nice hot cup, and let's get to talking about it. If you don't have a cup, you can get one in the description below. I recommend the first one. It has my face on it. It is fantastic. But we also have stainless steel tumblers down there, the big ones and the little ones. They both have locking lids. The Untethered Live Bible Study logo on the front and all the platforms on the back. They keep your coffee hot for hours and look great on your desk. So get one if you can. Also, like, subscribe, share, support, join, and super chats are available in the chat box. But if you want to show a little bit of love, if you want to, you can do that by going to paypal.me/jakejohnsonband or CashApp $JakeJohnsonBand for the newly initiated. One last thing, if you'd like to hang out with us outside of the YouTubeverse, get to know us on a personal level, you can do that over at facebook.com/UntetheredLive The link is in the chat. It's a great place to hang out and share pictures, videos, text, and memes and get to know everybody. And there's a private chat over there, so you can go talk to people personally about things sensitively without sharing it over here. It's just us. There's nobody else there. And there's videos there every day uploaded regularly that are adjacent to or about the things we're talking about over here. It's fantastic. You'll love it. It's entertaining. It's free. It's fun. It's yours. So go check it out. And now, moving on. Amy says, like, shared, and invited some friends. Yes. Thank you, Amy. Maureen Flood says, hi, folks. Hey, Maureen. Nice to see you.
Hamburger helper hand, Maureen.
Maureen Flood. Maureen says, don't forget to like and share, everybody. Thank you, Maureen. And hi, Amanda. Amy says, Maureen Hart. And Walt, wave your hand. And I can hear Amanda barely. Yeah, we're having a little technical difficulty with either the microphone or the amplifier. I haven't sussed out what the problem is yet. But I will have it solved by the next podcast. I can't fix it right now because I'm doing a thing kind of attached to a camera. But I'll fix it as soon as I get able to get up. Amy says, hey, Vic. And it's better. Thank you. Maureen says, hi, Amy. And hi, Jake. Hi. How are you? Aaron says, wow. Hey, Aaron. What's up, brother? Nice to see you. What are you wow about? Or are you playing World of Warcraft? What's up? Words of wisdom? Wonderful old woodpecker? What are we doing? Debbie's here. She says, hello, everyone. Hi, Debbie. Nice to see you. Amanda?
Hamburger helper hand, Debbie. Or hamburger helper hand, Aaron. I don't know where I'm at. Hamburger helper hand, Aaron.
Maureen says, Jake, you're loud and clear, but Amanda's much quieter. Yeah, I know. There's nothing I can do about it right now. But as soon as I can get a chance, I'm going to fix it.
Yeah, I don't know what else to do.
I guess just keep turning it up until you do your heard properly. If it blows the amp, it blows the amp. It's been in use for many years, so it's time for a new one anyway.
Now I'm a little more than 3/4 of the way.
Well, you're starting to sound more like you got volume.
Well, that's...
Go ahead and crank it up to almost all the way, like 9 o'clock.
Yeah, well, I'm at like 10 now.
All right. We'll go to 11. Live on the edge. Live dangerously. Go to 11 to 15.
Is that better?
It's getting better. Is that both knobs?
Yeah.
Good gracious, it ain't supposed to be that hot.
Well,
There might be something wrong with one of these cables.
I don't know.
It ain't supposed to be that hot. I need to unplug everything and hook up a guitar to it and see what's up.
Well, Yeah, that's how we figured out what it is. That there was something wrong with it. We went for a few minutes before we go live. We always do a sound check, and I didn't have no sound.
Yeah, something ain't working like it's supposed to.
So
Somebody stepped on something.
We were working on this before we had to go live.
Hamburger Helper Hand Debbie. Maureen says, hi, Aaron. Kevin Bernard's here. What's up, brother? Nice to see you, my friend. Kevin says, hello, Jake and Amanda and everyone. What it is here. What's up, brother? Nice to see you.
Hamburger Helper Hand Kevin, and what it is?
What it is says, hello, Jake and Amanda, and to all. To all. Maureen says, Kevin, hi. Howie Richardson, welcome. Hey, everyone. I hope everyone's having a better winter than we've been having. My aunt passed away a few days ago. Well, that's a strange thing to say to a room full of strangers.
He's been here before.
Has he?
Yeah.
I don't remember the name. And since they changed all of the names.
He's the one with all the animals, all the goats and stuff.
Oh,
the young guy.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Mr. Richardson. I'm sorry your aunt passed away. How you doing? Are you holding up okay?
I think Howie's a friend of Amy's too, by the way.
Okay. I remember now. The name threw me because it's different than what I'm accustomed to seeing. YouTube changed all the names, so I don't know who's who anymore. Amy says, St. Bernard. Maureen says, how'd I get a crown?
That's a YouTube incentive, Maureen.
Yeah, that's a YouTube thingy.
You get that just by talking.
Amy says, hey, Howie Hart. Okay, so he is a friend of Amy's. Well, any friend of Amy's is a friend of mine, and I'm sorry I didn't recognize you. What it is says, what's this about airport shutdowns for the next 10 days? I've not heard anything about that. What have you heard? Aaron says, am I supposed to be seeing just a picture? No, you're supposed to be seeing me. What are you seeing? Something ain't right. Is everybody else seeing me okay? Now I'm confused.
I see you.
Are you on the right podcast? What have you done with Aaron? You sabotaged my microphones and now you're hiding me from people? Lifeless devil, come out. Amy says, Aaron, kissy face and heart. And Amanda's been a member for 22 months. Yay. Go,
Long
girl.
Time. Long time.
Amanda says,
damn, time flies when you're having fun. Love y'all. Here's to many more.
mwah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Looks good on you. Amy says, what it is? Hi. And hi, Debbie. Howie says, hey, Amy. How you doing? And Vic says, on the last stretch, psychiatrists are coming tomorrow to do a mental evaluation requested by my commanders. And then I should get approved to go back.
That's good.
Here's hoping, Vic. I'm praying for you, buddy. I knew you'd make it. It sounds like you're well on your way to freedom. Free at last, free at last. Hot damn, I'm free at last. Aaron says, the guy outside is so drunk and loud.
Tell him to be quiet and quit drinking so much.
Outside of where? Outside of your house? Well, go outside and holler at him.
And Howie, Hamburger Helper Hand, sorry for your loss.
Yeah, that sucks, man. You're in our prayers, buddy. Amy says, hello to everyone in chat. Sorry if I missed you. And Aaron says, hi, Amy. So I guess you're seeing me now? That's good. Everything copacetic? All right? Okay. Howie says, I appreciate it, Amanda. It's just been a rough winter. We lost 4 goats and our potbelly pig, and my aunt passed away. That's a harsh winter, buddy.
Wow.
I'm sorry. You keep on struggling, though. That's the whole name of the game, is the struggle.
Would the cold get to him?
I would imagine so, since he led with rough winter. They were shot by assailants, but the winter was cold, too. It's in the narrative. It's in the narrative. Aaron says, that part hurts. Amy says, Jake's chat's about to jump.
8:41.
Here we go. We're getting there. 8:41. Amy says, sorry to hear about your loss, Howie. Jeremiah 31:13. I will turn their mourning into joy. I will comfort them and give them gladness for sorrow. All you got to do is trust in the Lord, and He'll take care of you, buddy. Aaron is a sweetheart, says Amy. Well, I knew that.
Right.
Maureen says, Jake, good man. Thank you. Thank you. What are we talking about? What'd I do? I love you too, Maureen. Aaron says, most days. Amy, most days. It's that 1%, though, that's kind of rough.
Though he's kind of rough.
No, I'm kind of rough. Right. Oh, yeah. Well, you know, sometimes you got to let the cat out of the bag. I try very hard to contain myself, but every now and then I escape. And when I do, people leave quickly.
It's not my fault. I get left unsupervised sometimes.
Right. It's okay to show up every now and then, Aaron. Just got to keep a tight leash on it. That's all. Amy says, Howie, did they put that one guy in jail? What one guy? Are we having conversations I'm not a part of?
Amy said that.
I know, but who are we talking about?
I'm not sure.
What guy? What it is they got this called a sound check. Yeah, I know. We do a sound check. They got this thing called a sound check. Yeah, it works. But, you know, when you got 3 minutes to go and 8:30 hits, it's time to go live. And if the problem ain't solved, you got to fix it in post. I think we got it working now. I mean, 13 years I've had one audio problem. I think I'm doing okay. Aaron says, Jake is a good man, which is why people need to step up. It's okay, buddy. Everybody don't love me like you do. It means a lot. Amy says, I cleaned up the catered event, and I got a free cheesecake and a free chocolate mousse. Woo-hoo. Hey, it sounds like somebody's eating good tonight. A cheesecake sounds delicious. Amy says, Howie is my friend. I thought so. I know who he is. I just didn't recognize the name. That's all. Threw me. But when she told me the goat guy, I remembered. Aaron says, I don't see anyone. Is that me? Yes, because you're probably on all chat instead of live chat. Check it out.
He probably needs to refresh because
or refresh.
Messed him up.
Amy says, make sure you're on all chat, Aaron. Kevin says, Aaron, live chat. Live all. It's confusing, I know. You'd think that they would have the same word all across all platforms, but they don't. They did that just to mess with you. Vic says that effing mic's going to start working all of a sudden and give you folks a nice dose of tinnitus. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You'll get used to it after a while, but I'll be a real sumbitch. It'll be a real sumbitch for the first few weeks. So I have tinnitus, so I understand. I spent, 20 years standing that far from a crash cymbal on both sides of my head, which sounds great out there. Up here, it sounds like this. So I just hear various forms of buzzing at all hours of the day and night. But I hope it don't just kick in and start working, but I kind of expect it might. We got it pushed pretty hard right now just to get some sound out of it. Aaron says, no, I mean like in the screen. Yeah, you probably need to refresh or something. Everybody else seems to be seeing everything. Howie says, I'm holding up. I'm just worried about my grandfather on my dad's side of the family and how it'll hit him. Well, one thing about it, grandfathers have been here for a long time, which means they've been through quite a few of these sudden losses. And I would imagine he's going to hold up better than the younger ones would.
LOL, Vic, I was thinking the same thing. Jake and I both have headsets on, so it would definitely be a shock.
Oh, yeah. You see me snatch my earbuds off, you know I got a problem.
Right.
Maureen says, I can choose to see Jake or the comments as they are posted. Weird. That is weird. No accounting for this, but YouTube might be screwing with things again, trying to do different stuff. They seem to be messing around a lot these days. And Vic says, thank you, sir. My pleasure. What it is says El Paso Airport is closed for the next 10 days, supposedly. Hang on.
8:47.
Supposedly to clear out the airspace, and anybody caught flying will be shot down. Is that just a myth or a rumor or what? Well, if they said if anybody gets caught flying, they'll get shot down, then that's a directive, not a myth or a rumor. If you just think they'll get shot down, it's a myth or a rumor. But if they've shut down the airspace, that's not normal. That means something's going on that they don't want anybody in the air to see. Could be a president coming through. Could be downed alien craft. Could be any number of things. I don't know. But if they shut down the airspace, something's unusually happening there. I got to look into it and see what I find out because I haven't heard that story yet. Aaron says, I got it now. Yes. I knew you would. I had faith in you. I knew you would overcome, and you did. What it is blame it on YouTube for the name changes. Well, it is YouTube. They changed it. I didn't change it. Aaron says, Bobby's World, Howie Mandel, right? And funny enough, I thought that exact same thing when I first saw it. It's my party, and I'll cry if I want to. Howie says, on the bright side, before Snickers passed away, she had one last baby. He has an arrow on his head, so I named him Aang. And he's a bottle baby. Is Aang the word for arrow? Why not Onk, which actually has a point? Vic says, Aaron, how you doing, brother? Aaron says, doing good, sir. Reporting for duty. Aaron says, Sir Vic. Howie says, my mom's ex is definitely snitching to stay out of jail. Oh, must be, when we know the guy now, his mom's ex. We don't know what the reason for he's going to jail, but we know something. There are things afoot that we're very slowly coming into light about. Don't be tying my pecker in a knot, Jake. I can't tie my pecker in a knot. It's too thick.
No, he's not going to tie it in a knot. He's going to put it in a knitted chicken outfit.
Yeah, I might do that. I saw this new thing. It's a cock warmer. It's like a chicken. It goes over your cock and balls, and the head opens up, and you can pee out of it and close it back. It's fantastic. It's knitted, so it's all nice and cushy. Might be doing that this winter.
What'd you call it?
A cock warmer.
No, a chicken pecker?
Chicken
dick? Or
chicken dick, yeah. Vic says, anybody hear about a school shooting in British Columbia, Canada? 10 dead, including the shooter. Effers shot themselves. I believe 25 injured. Effing shit is almost unheard of in my country. Well, when you let transgenders in, that tends to happen. Now, I'm going to say something real controversial now. But I implore you, naysayers, to check my record and then go look at the facts. All of the school shooters are either transgender or have some form of perversion that leads to transgenderism. All of them, going back to Jack the Ripper. All of them. Edward Casey. All of them. You name it. Timothy McVeigh. All the way down the list. They all, whatever causes that mentality, also causes serial killerness. You think anybody's figured that out yet? Check me out on that. See if I'm wrong. But yeah, I've heard about it, and it's ridiculous. I wish things like that didn't have to happen. But unfortunately, when you tell people that they're animals and that they didn't come from anything and they're no more valuable than a wild animal and that there's nothing after life and that there's nowhere to go from here but where you are, and then you tell them that they're not even what they were born to be and that their dad's the bad guy and that everybody's against them and that they have privilege that they didn't earn and they should feel guilty about it, it's a wonder everybody ain't killing everybody. So, we need to get our priorities in order and figure out how to properly raise young men and women to be what they are. And we'll see a change if we can do that. Sad thing is when you fix society so much that there's no problems, none whatsoever, no strife, no struggle, no drama, no trauma, no llamas and no brahmas, no commas. People invent shit to be upset about. It's just the way we are. Aaron says, I saw it. Made me live it.
Made me live it.
Made me live it. Made me livid. Dude. Maureen says, okay then. Which do I want? Live or all? Live.
Live on a computer, all on a phone.
There you go. Aaron says, live. You want the one that has my face on it. Aaron says, crawl. Oral. Does that say oral? Is that an offer? Are we negotiating? What are we doing? Is that overall? I'm stuck on this word. What does that mean? Oral. Oral. Or all. I think that's what it means. Or all. Live or all. I think that's where you're going. Yep. I got it. Scared me for a minute. Maureen says, thanks, Amanda. What it is says, Jake, do you stretch back? Do you stretch your back daily? I stretch my back often, yes. I stretch and then I warm up my hammies and my back muscles and get them moving so I don't stove up on my way to work. And all day long, I'm popping and cracking and pulling and stretching and trying to keep myself moving. My muscles lock up on me. It's a new thing. It's only been happening for about a year and a half now.
You're missing part of your lower thirds.
I'm missing part of my lower thirds. That better?
I don't know.
Everything's falling apart today.
That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking it had something to do with your computer with my sound.
It's not my computer. The sound isn't attached to the computer. Do I stretch my back daily? Yes. Yes, I do. And it helps to some degree. And if you don't, I strongly recommend that if you're over the age of 30, I strongly recommend that you stretch every day. Because it ain't going to get easier. Promise. And I'm what you would call a strong fella. So it ain't about getting frail and getting old. Because I can lift a truck. I'm stronger than you think I am. Believe that. Ask Amanda if you think I'm lying. I'm probably on average about as strong as most 3 guys. And my muscles are failing me quickly. So keep stretched. Stretch and exercise. And don't let up. Because if you do, they stop working. If you don't use it, you lose it. Aaron says, all message, right? If you're on a phone, yes. If you're on a computer, it's live chat. If you're on a phone, it's all, yes. Amy says, oh, I almost forgot. Hello, lurkers and stalkers. Right on. Are there lurkers and stalkers? Am I being stalked upon? I mean, I knew I was famous, but damn. Debbie says, Aaron, oral? What did I miss? Right? That's what I thought. What the hell?
Yes, Amy. And people who like to talk behind others' back.
Oh, those people. Those lurkers. I got you. Well, those people ought to stay lurking, because if they ever get seen by me, they're going to get an earful they wasn't expecting. Then my chat jumped. Where am I at? Oh, I see it. Nope, I don't see it. Where am I at?
8:54.
8:54. Amy says, what did I miss too? Right? There's some shady stuff going on, Amy and Debbie. But it's all right. He meant live or all. It's a typo.
Of course, Debbie's seen oral.
Yeah, I did too. I saw the same thing. I reacted the same way. And then I had to think about it, and then I had to work it out, and I figured it out.
We see where y'all be thinking at.
I mean, the word oral invokes a powerful image in the mind.
Bunch of damn perverts around here.
No, honey. I'm a pervert. I was perverted last year. This year, I'm professional. Amy says, that's right, Amanda. Aaron says, and the slightly psycho.
Slightly?
Slightly. Debbie says, what have others said behind my back about me? I need to know what I have been up to, right? I'll let you know as soon as we get the gossip corner done.
Right.
Apparently, it's not enough that I'm here 5 nights a week as an open book, that I keep no secrets and that I hide nothing, and that I answer any question that you ask me, hands down, without fail. You still got to talk about me behind my back like I'm some kind of peon, like I won't find out. And on another platform at that. How dumb do you think you really are? Not you. You know who I'm talking to.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Amy says, slightly, LOL, I spit out my sweet tea. Reading that, Aaron.
All right.
Is that one of those nose rockets? Kevin says, they have drones coming over the borders from Mexico. Suspect drug cartels. They're trying to figure out some kind of way to get them drugs in here. We got people to feed. Got habits to keep up.
The Trump blowing them up.
That train don't stop rolling just because Trump's lobbing missiles at them.
Trump blowing them up as fast as they come in here, so they got to figure something out.
You'd be surprised if they don't go back to tunneling.
Hey, he's probably got that shit on lock, too.
I hear, what's his name? What was the guy's name? El Gaddafi or whatever his name. I can't remember what his name was. Chapo. El Chapo.
Chapo.
I hear he's got a pretty good bathtub tunnel system going in and out of there. If you can find out where. I think the FBI already knows, but you want to try that, you can. Aaron says, probably nothing they have said to you, Debbie. I don't sneak this. No. Probably nothing they have said to you, Debbie. I don't sneak this. That's millennial for I don't talk behind your back.
Right. That's for here. Let's throw a monkey wrench in Jake's comment and see if he can figure it out.
Right. Aaron says, I have coupons that help people F themselves.
Right.
Yeah. One free effing yourself. I got it. Debbie says, Aaron, I like it when you diss me in my face.
This is going to get dirty.
Aaron says, I always will. Amy says, oh, diss. I thought he said piss. Either way, just kidding. Damn.
I see this going dirty real quick.
Yeah. Debbie says, I charge extra for piss, Amy. Golden showers, kinky, says Amy. Maureen says, Jake wouldn't surprise me.
I'd rather have cream showers.
Your wish is my command.
I'm sure.
Amy says, ha. Aaron says, money shower with a good morals rinse. Right on. Debbie says, rub it in. Rub it in, rub it in. Yeah. Amy says, it takes a while for Jake to read the comments. Add context to your messages. Thank you, ma'am. Vic says, I tell you what I'd do for those sick FOs, but the leftist YouTube wouldn't approve. True. Yeah, they don't like it when I talk either, but they can't stop me because I got a big mouth.
LOL, Debbie. Yep.
All they can do is pull my videos, and they've done that before. But I'll still say it. And turns out I was right. Many years ago, I got a video pulled because I said that the election was rigged. I wonder if they're going to reinstate that now that the FBI has confirmed it today. The 2020 election was absolutely stolen. They were printing ballots in Fulton, Georgia. Fullerton. Anyway, printing ballots, and they got them red-handed. So what I said was absolutely true. And now it's backed up and corroborated by the FBI, the same organization that said there was lies before, just a different head. And they actually investigated this time. I wonder if they're going to give me all the money I didn't make on that video when they pulled it. They're not. Amy says, type it in Morse code, Vic. I get it. And Maureen says, thank you, Jake and Amanda. I clicked the live. Yes. Aaron says,
Ffit.com.
Ffit.com. I think that's a real website.
Maybe.
Debbie says, I read the Canadian trans that was the school shooter off family members before going to the school. I don't know. I haven't heard all the details yet, except for the main detail that they were trans. And this morning when I was getting ready for work, there was somebody talking about it, and they didn't know they put out stuff like female wearing a dress shoots so-and-so. That's kind of a random headline. If you see the headline, female in a dress, what do you think automatically? Something's wrong here, because ordinarily they just say woman, but no. Female in a dress. And then gun person. Gun person was one headline. I was like, yeah, they're not saying who the shooter is because they're trans. I said that this morning, and by noon, that's what it was. Maureen says, I'm still learning how to effectively use my computer, my new computer. I hear you, me too. And I've been doing it for years.
Me too. I've got a new operating system, so I'm trying to learn it all.
Amy says, darn typo. Jake, not Jake. I was typing too fast. Well, it must have been a good typo because I didn't catch it.
It was, yeah, when she spelled JSKE instead of JAKE.
Oh, that's why I didn't catch it, because the S looks like an A. I can't see. I can see the shape of the word.
Yeah, we know you're blind in one eye and can't see out the other.
Can't hear out either one of them.
Right.
Debbie says, use both hands, Amy. It helps. Right? She's like, that'll just make me trip twice as much. Amy says, I heard about it briefly. I watched Time people talk about it. Time people? Oh, Tim Pool. I watched Tim Pool talk about it. Right. Yeah, he was on about it this afternoon. Do you wear overalls? Asks what it is. I do not. Mostly because I don't own any, and they ride up in the crotch. When you got a crotch, that matters.
He wears chaps.
I do wear chaps. Does that help? Can you picture me in leather chaps?
I can every day, 5 days a week.
Yeah, baby. Assless chaps at that.
Yeah.
Which is funny. All chaps are assless, just so you know. There are no mysterious ass-full chaps. They're all without ass.
It's funny because
they wouldn't be. They'd be pants. Ass full chaps are pants.
His chaps are black and his jeans are blue, so all you see is blue in his crotch and his ass.
Blue balls. Yeah.
And then he puts them on and he's got to pull his junk up to get them in the chaps right.
Well, when you got junk, it matters.
It's quite funny to watch him get ready in the morning.
Amy says, typing while you work. TWW. Right on. What it is, says Amanda, is Jake lying? He said, ask you. I think that was in reference to me being as strong as 3 normal guys.
Yes. I said, no, he's for real.
Aaron says, he looks strong in the pictures. Oh, I'm built like a brick shithouse. Don't you think about it. Look at that forearm right there. You see that? That's hellfire and brimstone right there. You see that? I'm scared of that one my damn self.
That's just from pulling on his wonky so long.
Yes, ma'am. Aaron says, whispers behind Jake's back. Shh. He will see me in the dark. No, you're good. Amy says, I'll play hide and seek with Aaron. You guys are getting crazy hot. I might have to get a water hose on you too. Aaron says, hand lotion. That's what it is, hand lotion. It's actually penis lotion, but they don't sell as good when you put that on the bottle. Debbie says, I will make popcorn and sell tickets to Amy and Aaron's hide and seek. Any takers?
I'm in, Debbie.
I'm in. What it is says, so who is going to get the consequences for all the ballot printing from Georgia?
Nobody.
That's a good question. And the answer is nobody. Sorry. It's good enough to get them to admit it. Heads are going to roll, but not very far. Maybe some low-level clerk, maybe some no-name person you've never heard of before gets arrested. Nobody with a name is going to jail over this. They've been doing this shit for years. This is just the only time we've been able to nail them down and prove that it's happening. I want you to look this up. There's a map out there. I can't remember the name of the company, but there's a company that makes ballot machines. It's something like Dynasty or something like that. I can't remember what it's called. But go look, find that map where it shows just where they are. And you'll note that they're only in swing states and they are packed in Georgia. Like 3 times the normal amount or 4 times the normal amount in Georgia. Whatever voting machines, I can't think of the name of them. Somebody knows, I'm sure. Olympian or something, some kind of voting machine. Anyway, go find that map and you'll see where the cheating took place at. And then all you got to do is go watch the election coverage at about 4:30 in the morning. And if you watch up to that point, I'm sure they still have it live somewhere. You'll see that Donald Trump is up here, Joe Biden is down here. At 4:30 p.m. on the mark, boom, he jumps up like that. And he wins the election at 4:30 in the morning. A.M., sorry. 4:30 a.m. And it's just, I knew right then it was a fraud. Here's my prediction. I'm going to make a prediction now, and I'm probably wrong because as it stands right this minute, it's not legal. But if there's a way to make it legal, he will, I'm sure. I'm going to predict that Donald Trump is going to prove that they stole that election from him. He did, in fact, get elected 3 times. And he's going to take his next term in 2026 and become president for a 3rd term because he rightfully won it in 2020 and didn't get to do it. And he rightfully won it in 2024 and got to do it.
You mean 2028?
Whatever it was. Whatever it is.
You said he's going to take his 3rd term in 26. It's 28.
28. Whatever it is. I can't keep up. I've been through so many elections, I don't even remember where they start, where they end.
(9/11).
Yeah, I got it. 9/11.
Yeah.
Duck. Sorry. Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to go to jail for that, what it is. Aaron says, camel with cheddar. Camel and cheddar.
Caramel and
Caramel and cheddar. What?
Popcorn.
Popcorn. Caramel and cheddar. Got it. Vic says, I don't want to be anywhere near Amy and Aaron playing hide and go seek. Scared you'll get some on you? Because I'm sure it'll be flinging. What it is says, Jake, since you're an open book, have you ever played with sex toys? I'm just asking. I hope that's enough content in this question. Well, I don't know why you would want to know such thing, but the answer is yes. Which sex toys are you referring to? How deep do you want to get into this discussion, you pervert?
Let's not get too deep into that conversation, please. There is somebody else on the other end of this conversation that may or may not be involved in that context there.
Debbie says, oh, come on, Vic. It could be fun. Aaron says,
that part.
Vic says, yep, they said they were described as a female in a dress with brown hair, and then in the exact same sentence said, but their identity and gender have not been released.
Right.
Yeah. When you see female in a dress, because that's obvious, you know they're hiding something. That's just a ridiculous thing to put in a headline. It takes up that much space, 3 words of space, when space is premium for headlines. When you could get the same job done with woman or, shooter. Why female in a dress? Words are a premium. You pay for that. Headlines are expensive. Yeah, they're hiding something.
LOL, what it is, I can answer that question.
So can I, and I will. That's the difference between you and me. You want to find out where you end and I begin? Ask the question and let's see how far this rabbit hole goes, baby. You gonna take the red pill or the blue pill?
I'm gonna take the green pill.
Vic says, Debbie, not unless what's hiding and where is clearly defined. He says, I want some parameters on this joke.
Come on, Vic.
I'm with you, buddy. What it is, isn't it funny that all these sissified couch surfers win protests and think they're all that, and then when somebody knocks the shit out of them, they find out that reality is real. Exactly. I think it ought to be mandatory for every human being alive at the age of about 14 to be punched right square in the nose one time. There should be a line of people and a guy with a big forearm just punching people in the nose one time. It's not enough to kill you, but it will teach you a lesson that all things go out the window when you get hit in the face. All your little identity and all your little ego and all your little sass right out the window. Now we're playing with real rules. And I think it ought to be mandatory. What it is says, was it a typo or was it just a big O? The big O. The big O. Amy says chaps is technically pronounced shaps. Correct. Shaps and Latigo. Yes. But I'm Southern and I have plastic teeth. Give me a break. Aaron says a Smurf with a white ass. Very much so. Debbie says Dominion. Thank you. Dominion election machines. Yeah. Go look at the map of where Dominion election machines are. There's a map out there and there's dots where they're all at. And just look at the clusters of them and where they are. They're in all the swing states. They're in all the states that are big problems for Democrats, and they're all in Georgia at one spot. It's crazy. But that'll tell you right there that the board is rigged. Because not everybody uses Dominion voting machines. They're supposed to be off the internet and unhackable. Yet, during the 2020 elections, there was a guy that hacked them right there on live TV, and they refused to cover it. Because they are connected to the internet. What it is that hide and seek? Or is that hide the weenie? There's a difference. Yeah, hide the sausage is different than hide and seek. You're right. If you got a weenie, you shouldn't be playing this game. Aaron says 4 arms for hugging, 5 arms for lifting, right? I guess I got 5 arms. When I was a kid, people called me Popeye, and it ain't because I got a crooked eye. Kevin says Dominion. Thank you, Kevin. That's the one. Smartomatic. Is there one called Smartmatic? I don't know. It's Dominion. That's the one I was thinking of.
Smartmatic. I think of Gallagher with his Sledge-O-Matic.
Sledge-O-Matic. Yeah.
Y'all remember Gallagher?
Amy says Dominion. That's it, St. Bernard. That's the one. Yep. Thank you guys for not letting my Alzheimer's kick in too hard. Keeping me in line. Aaron says, if he does do that and prove that it was rigged, then does that mean that other presidents can start doing the same thing? And then we're going to have a bunch of clown elections that will follow. Yeah. Actually, any president could do it now. If they don't question it, it's their own fault. I don't think Trump's doing anything wrong by running it down, because he felt like something was wrong, and so did I, frankly. And he looked into it, and it turns out they cheated. Truth of the matter is they've been cheating this whole time. Elections are not free and fair. Every country in the world does paper ballots and gets their election results in one day. We do electronic ballots or mail-in ballots, and it takes almost a month to get all of our elections in.
Well, I think now that they're finally going to have it where you got to have ID.
I think you should have ID. I think you should have to have a national holiday for voting. You should get off work and go to a poll and physically vote. And I think that we should have our elections counted in one day, period. There's no reason we can't do that. Every other country does it. We could do it too, and we used to do it that way. And it should be on paper, not in a machine. But yeah, anybody don't want ID for voting is wanting to cheat. That's why. There's no other reason. You got to have ID to buy a pack of cigarettes, or drive a car, or get on a plane, or rent a motel room. Why not vote for President of the United States? Seems like the thing to do, right? Aaron says, because then everybody will start saying that they don't really lose. It's going to be a scary place to be. True. But, when it's warranted, I wish they'd have done this in 2020 instead of waiting until now. Because in 2020, we could have actually done something about it. Now all of the players have gone on to do other things. They're not even on the board anymore. You don't even know who they are. Yeah, what it is so the ballot machines are like slot machines. Only the house determines you win. Right. Exactly. And here's another thing that they can do. There's a program that they can put in a voting machine that can take a percentage of a point, like a fraction of 1, to where you couldn't even see it happening if you were to count, because it's like in fractions. But those fractions add up over 500,000 votes or something. So out of 500,000 votes, you could sneak 10,000 in fractions and never miss them, never see them go, and then tally them over to the other side. They can also make it where you click on the guy you want and it counts the guy you didn't pick. They can make it do that. So, yeah, there's plenty of ways to cheat. They also have factories that print ballots on the spot. If they're short 10,000 votes, they'll print 10,000 votes and use 2 addresses on 10,000 votes and throw them in. That's the truth. That's what they did this time. Aaron says, I don't know enough to understand. Well, I do. That's why I'm here. I can tell you the truth, and you can either trust me or don't, or go look for yourself. Either way. But that's what I do, baby. I tell the truth. I suss it out like a hound dog on the trail. Oof. Amy says, I'm just talking about simple hide and seek. Count to 10, find me, etc. Y'all turned it into something wholesome. Y'all turned something wholesome into something OnlyFans. No, you don't. Nobody said anything about filming it. But now that you mention it, we could all make some money. I have a website and a platform.
I do too.
Aaron says, flashlight tag would be more fun. I got a slight advantage, though. Flashlight tag or flashlight wag?
Flashlight tag, you can only see Aaron when he smiles.
Flashlight tag or flashlight tug?
Well,
I'm just teasing, guys. Don't get upset. What it is we're talking about latex masks and ball gags. No, we're not. Or are you asking about those kind of sex toys? No, I've never put a ball gag. Do I look like the kind of person that would be submissive? Or hide my face? No. I'm a man, baby. You want to wear a ball gag, you're welcome to. But it'll be me pulling the chain. You got it? What it is it rubs the lotion on the skin or it gets the hose again. You're a freak, dude. You're a freak. Aaron says, screw it. Get the hose. Maureen says, why do they always say assigned at birth? They aren't assigned at birth. They are recognized at birth. God assigns their sex and gender when he forms them in their mother's womb. Correct. Yeah, calling a spade is not the same thing as assigning it spadeness. You're correct. Aaron says, I went into Ross the other day, and now they have gender-free bathrooms, but when I go into the bathroom, they have stand-up urinals. So how the hell is the girl supposed to go in there? They just lift up their skirt and let it fly. I mean, they have penises. Actual girls go in the girls' bathroom. Or, they use stalls. I'm guessing that the urinals was next to the stalls. Aaron says, I'm sorry, but if a dude walks in the bathroom with my daughter while she's in the bathroom, somebody loses some tips and possibly their life. I don't go for that shit. And there's no reason for him to be in there. I agree. And believe it or not, you're not in the minority. Most people feel that way. We're talking about at the very most 17% of our population. That's a high number. It's actually more like 12% of our population. But at the very most, I'm going to give it 17%. Because there's a lot of people that support but don't actually do anything but talk. So we'll include them too. That's less than 20% of our population. It's a very small number of people that just happen to be in front of a bunch of microphones and cameras. Most people feel that way. And it's not going to succeed for that reason. Okay, Debbie says, if I remember correctly, it was Dominion Machines and Smartmatics was the software used. Probably, yeah. I just remember the name of the machines. I don't remember hearing the software name. Or I assumed it was Dominion software on the machines. Maureen says, in person is the only way I vote. Me too. I think it's the only way you should vote. Aaron says, me too. Amy says, problem is that some states are giving IDs to illegals. Yeah, that's true. And that should be illegal. And it should be null and void.
Yep. Which they're cracking down on it now with all the vehicular homicides of people not being able to read and understand the street signs.
Yeah.
Because they can't read or speak English.
Right. Aaron says, I feel empowered when I go in there and vote in person, and I feel like it's even more my duty because people fought for me to vote. Right.
And they got a thing now where they're pulling over CDL drivers, and if you can't answer 10 questions in English without translation or anything, that they make you get out of the truck automatically, make somebody come get the truck. You're not allowed to drive anymore.
Right on. That's good.
Yep.
Maureen says, yeah, Amy, and those IDs have no name or address. Amy says the CDL's coming out of California. Right.
Yeah.
And Debbie says, Jake, as the dominant, I'm in. Fab Daddy says, not true, Amy. Not true? What do you mean not true? It is true. CDLs are coming out of California that are illegals.
They're not
because
even
California is one of the places that does it.
They're not even making them take driving tests or the written tests. They're having people on their cameras on their chest do it for them so they can pass it and get the fake license.
So, Fab Daddy, if it's not California, then what state is issuing these illegals CDLs?
And how come the accident in Florida that killed the 3 or 4 people and the other accident that killed I think it was 6 people, the illegals had CDL license and both of them were issued from California.
Right on.
But they couldn't speak a lick of English. Couldn't even tell you what the road signs meant.
Aaron says, oh, yeah, Fab Daddy's here.
Uh-huh. Hamburger helper hand, Fab. And yes, Amy, California is issuing CDLs like candy, but they are shutting that crap down since all the illegal accidents.
Right on. Amy says, Aaron, women can use urinals too. Our backs get wet, but it's possible.
Hey, speak for yourself.
Aaron says, not if you arch that thing. You got to pop your hips forward and pull up on the little hood.
Just roll your butt forward.
Yeah. What it is says, I worked at a place that had men's restrooms, women's restrooms, and then they had restrooms they called whichever. Well, that's overkill if you ask me. I'm pretty sure people can figure out how to pee.
Well, in Florida, it's illegal for a man to go into a women's western restroom, so I think it's great.
I've been in there a couple times when the men's room was locked up, but it's a harrowing experience. It smells like mothballs in there. And what it is says, so this is something Trump could work on before the next election, that it be paper ballots only, even if it takes 2 months to figure out who won the presidency that you have, to show an ID, and if it's ... Yeah, he should work on that. And if it's falsified, they ought to be sent to the Alligator Island down in Florida, or down there below the Keys in Florida, to live with the rest of their life. I agree. You're talking about Guantanamo Bay. Yeah, and I agree.
No, we're talking about Alligator Alcatraz.
Or below. Never mind.
Yeah.
Aaron says, I just want to be back in the world where prices made sense, and when you were crooked, at least people understood it, and people were honest even when they were crooked. They were up front with it. Right on. Maureen says, in South Carolina, they have a family disabled restroom. Interesting. Fab Daddy says, Epstein, Jake, you were wrong. No, I wasn't. It's all coming out. Pam Bondi's a horrible person that would rather talk about the Dow Jones and catch the pedos. No. You can't just throw out names and say things that don't have any context.
Right.
I'm not wrong about anything I've said. Period. And I'll stand you to task on that one. What am I wrong about? And do you care to have a debate with me? Because I assure you, you think Charlie Kirk was rough. I'm the master debater. I don't lose. Aaron says, what it is, that'd be too much of a vacation for 'em. I live in Florida by Alligator Island, and that would be like paradise to some of those people. Right on. And you're right about one thing. It is all coming out.
Yeah.
Especially the part where Trump's the guy that got him arrested and absolutely had nothing to do with him.
Exactly. And all the Democrats are involved with Epstein and yeah.
Send them to Alcatraz Island, says Aaron. Right on. There's something you could do with Alcatraz. No. I claimed, and I didn't claim, I stated that you will never hear the truth about the Epstein files. I never said anything about them not coming out. The truth will not come out because it's too big. And I am absolutely correct about that. You think this little penny ante shit that we heard 10 years ago and is now being repeated like it's the first time ever been said? You think that's the truth? You show me one thing that's come out that I didn't know 10 years ago, and I might change my way of thinking. But I knew everything they've said so far 10 years ago. Sorry. You will never hear the truth. The real players will never come to task for what's happened. So no, that's not my words. I didn't say anything about them not coming out. I said you would never find out the truth, and you won't. Amy says, taking trash to the dumpster. Be right back. Watch out, Fab. Don't change up now. I won't. Don't you worry about that. I stand my ground. You want to go back? It's on tape. I keep a record. I've got duplicates here, and I've got duplicates on the internet 11 times over. You want to find out what I said? It's easy to find out.
No, you're finding out what they want you to find out, Fab. You're finding out that your Democrats are corrupt.
Yes.
That's what you're finding out. A bunch of pedos. And sick people.
Debbie says, Fab, I have a hard time thinking Democrats want the pedos prosecuted when they try so hard to get people to accept maps. You know what that is, don't you? That's minor attracted persons. Yeah, like it's a thing. Aaron says, yeah, but if they just put family restrooms or they put genderless restrooms, that's literally what the sign said, then how do you enforce that? Don't know. Well, I think it's just a placating thing anyway. They just do it to pacify people. I don't think anybody cares. Fab Daddy says, oh, I'm finding out the truth. Are you now? Well, you live in your little bubble and believe whatever you want to believe, and the rest of the world will go on without you while you're over there sucking on your thumb and hating on Trump. You just do what you got to do, buddy. Amy says, maps and child transitioning. Right. Yeah, where do you think that idea came from? You think it came from the Republicans? Debbie says in California, it's not statutory rape if there's less than 10 years in age difference. Oh, grape. Excuse me. Grape. Because YouTube don't like the word rape. Fab Daddy says Trump mentioned over 1 million times in the Epstein files. Yeah, all of the ones that came out post-2020. All of them. Think about that for a minute.
Why don't you go to EpsteinFiles.gov and read the real Epstein files?
Yeah, go to the actual Epstein files and read those, because they're not the same thing you're getting on the internet.
Not the ones with all your little yellow highlights on them.
Yeah, and also, if you think for 1 second that if they had a parking ticket on Trump for the last 12 years, that they wouldn't have that guy sitting in jail right now, they would. If they had actual proof that he was involved with a pedophile, he would not have won 3 times presidency. You're a moron if you think so. Sorry. Mind Stretcher, what's up, Dennis? No, he's not, Fab.
Right. Dennis Hamburger Helper Hand.
Fab says, you sound like a snowflake. You come on over here and tell me that.
Oh, we read the real stuff, not the fake stuff that everybody puts out for propaganda.
Yeah.
If it's got yellow markings on it, it's not real.
Fab Daddy, you don't know what a snowflake sounds like because you can't hear yourself. Debbie says, Fab, on the 1-800 call-in number, and all those allegations have been proven false. Read the full report. Yeah, they've been trying. That's what Trump meant when he said this was a hoax. It's all this stuff that's coming out with the little yellow highlighters and all that. It's all bullshit. It's all post-2020. None of it are from the Epstein files. It's all been made up. All by the same people that made the Steele dossier and that sort of thing. It's a Clinton hoax. And you fell for it. Congratulations. You are really dumb. But I love you. It's okay to be dumb. Just listen more. Fab says, what? Aaron says, hi, Dennis. Amanda says,
Hamburger Helper Hand, Dennis.
Dennis says, you sound like the snowflake, Fab. And hey, Aaron, and hey, Amanda. Nice to see you, Dennis. Good of you to join us tonight. It wasn't supposed to get political, but here we are. Aaron says, good to see you. And Fab Daddy says, no, the new release, the unredacted ones, the senators can't read. You mean the ones that were redacted and then they got unredacted by accident? You know, the FBI that don't know how to redact files all of a sudden, and they put out the unredacted ones by mistake, you know, kind of accidentally leak them in your direction so that you would read them, all the Trump stuff on the top. Yeah, that's surely on the up and up, right? Couldn't possibly be a propaganda. Couldn't possibly be that they're pulling your little chain, dragging you along with your Trump derangement syndrome. I pity anybody that's that gullible. Never mind that all of the victims have said Trump wasn't there. Ghislaine Maxwell said that he wasn't there. Epstein was trying repeatedly to get Trump, and he failed and talked about it in a lot of emails. Trump is the guy that got Epstein arrested in the first place. It's been said on the news by Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House, by accident, and then the report came out that corroborated it this week. It's a fact. He did it. That's why Epstein got ever named in the first place, is because of Trump. If Trump hadn't have done that, Epstein would still be doing what he was doing. But yeah, if there was any way that the Democrats could have used that against him, they would have 12 years ago. Hands down. None of that's real. Think about what you're saying for just a minute. Just think about it for a second. As bad as you hate Trump, if you had a smoking gun in your hand, would you not use it to take him down? Smoking gun file. File, not gun. It's a figure of speech, YouTube. Dennis says there's interviews with Epstein lawyers, and he's asked specifically if there was dirt on Trump. He could get a deal on Trump's back, and there was nothing. Nothing. Yeah. If there was anything that they could have used to stop Trump, he would not be president for the 3rd time. And yes, I keep saying 3rd time because the 2020 elections were stolen. He won that election, fair and square, without cheating. Amy says, pictures. The guy from Austin Powers, $1 million.
1 million times.
That daddy says, back your pedo protecting president. I'm not even protecting the president. I'm not even backing him up. He's just not guilty. Period. That is devastating the value of your hard-working dollars. Dude, pay attention. There's so much going on with prices coming down and things, value going up, 401k, Dow Jones hitting 50 million for the first time, blah, 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 blah. Dude, are you redundantly retarded?
Yeah, he only sees what he wants to see. That's the left for you.
19 states have gas under $2 a gallon. 19.
0 illegals have made it across the border in 9 months.
No
0.
illegals. Think about what you're saying.
Over 200,000 have been deported.
Yeah, that's not even counting all of the money coming in from all the other countries where he's making them pay their way finally. I can't talk to somebody that can't see reality.
I'm over it. If you're that dumb, got your head so far up your ass you can't tell if it's daylight or dark, you got problems.
Big problems. I'll be your friend, but we can't talk about politics if you can't see reality.
You come in here with the dumb shit and can't back none of it up, can't stay on a topic.
At least back up one claim with some evidence, actual proof.
He can't. He ain't got none because he's CNN and AP and all them dumbass things with them talking points.
Well, that's to be fair, a lot of people have fallen for that. And there's a lot of people that still think the news is the news. They haven't realized yet that they're not news anymore.
No,
it's opinion.
They see one thing and they run with it. They don't go trying to check the fact or research it or see anything. They see one thing and, they run with it.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what he does. He runs with it.
What it is there's such a thing called the Man-Boy Love Club. Yeah, NAMBLA. It's up in the northeast part of the United States in Pennsylvania. It's as big as Epstein files, just not talked about, but it's there. Yeah, NAMBLA is an organization that's been around for a long time. That's NAMBLA, National Association of Man-Boy Love, something like that. Yeah, there are big Hollywood producers that are involved. Amblin Entertainment, which is owned by Steven Spielberg. Amblin is an anagram for Man-Boy Love. So, yeah, there's lots of things going on there with that. And unfortunately, we do live in that world where these things exist, and people are just now starting to see it. If you go back and look, the clues are all there, because the one thing about evil is they have to tell you what they're doing. It's in the Bible. Evil cannot trick you. They can tempt you, but they have to tell you what they're doing, and you have to agree to it, or it can't happen, because you have the power over evil. That's the nasty little secret that the devil don't want you to find out, is that if you say no, he has to abide by your statement. You are the authority. If he tricks you into thinking he's the authority, he can make you do whatever he wants you to because you'll listen. But if you say no, he has to run. That's the way it is. So they have to tell you what they're doing, and they did. It's all out there. Go back and watch when Bill Clinton was president of the United States on national television, where he said that Hillary Clinton, his wife, was talking to Eleanor Roosevelt in the Oval Office last night, and she was giving her pointers on what to do with whatever she was working with. Eleanor Roosevelt's been dead for quite a while. They were having seances in the White House. He said it on national TV. Fast forward to 2016 when Hillary was running for president, and she's doing spirit cooking and things like that, eating kids in effigy and whatnot on national TV for everybody to see. These people are wicked. Go to Washington, there's false gods all over the place. There's a big pentagram on the ground, and the White House is right in the middle of it. Think about it. Aaron says, hell, it's about to get juicy. I like it. I'm learning lots of stuff. Right on, buddy. Dennis says, hey, Jake. What's up, my friend? Nice to see you. Amy says, that's disgusting. False allegations of child SA is an insult to those of us who actually suffered that abuse. Yeah. Dennis says, I was just lurking till Fab lost his common sense and started with the TDS.
Right.
Well, you can always count on Fab to say something hyperbolic and incendiary. He like throws a grenade and backs off usually, but sometimes he sticks around to see what happens. Aaron says, smiley, smiley. And Amanda says,
LOL, right, Dennis?
Fab Daddy says, yeah, Pam Bondi is disgusting, which couldn't even look at the survivors today. Well, I don't know much about Pam Bondi, but I don't like her very much. I can tell you that. I don't have the faith in her that other people seem to have. She seems to me like a pick-me girl that has weaseled her way into the Trump administration by being hot and available. But you can't win them all. I don't like Cash Patel either. I did when he first started, but looking at him in charge, he doesn't look like the kind of guy I'd want in charge. But what's your point? What has Pam Bondi actually done that you dislike? I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of things going on in the DOJ. I don't think that she can physically look at everything. But I don't know what she's actually done and what she hasn't. Amy says, I'll be back. I'm pissed off. F you, Fab. Ooh, Fab. You made Amy mad. You should apologize. I don't think that was your intention, so smooth that over, would you? Fab Daddy says, "Oh, Amy, I wouldn't push that button if I were you. Next words out of your mouth better be, I apologize."
Oh, no, but he doubles down.
It's all fun and games until somebody's actually angry, and if you can't see it, she's actually upset. If I was you, I'd fix that right now. I'm not going to read any more of your comments till you do. You and I could take this. Everybody can't take it. What it is Fab, are you getting paid by the Democrats just to be an agitator here on Untethered Live until they're live, Untethered Live? And if so, how much do they pay? That's a good question. Amy says, hey, Fab, none of the survivors mentioned Trump, not once. What do you say about that? Everyone involved with Epstein said Trump was never involved. Only Democrats keep telling that lie. Fab Daddy says, I wish Soros would pay me, then I could feed Jake. Well, I would take Soros's money for sure. Maureen says, starting something as a fact does not make it a fact. Stating something's a fact don't make it a fact, Fab Daddy. Right. You got to have actual evidence to make it a fact. And that is true, Fab Daddy. Name one survivor that said Trump was involved. Name one. Debbie says, yes, it is, Fab. I can't help that you are willingly ignorant. Aaron says, man, I really got to educate myself in all this so I can make good decisions because I don't understand any of it. That's all right, buddy. Just pay attention to your surroundings is all I can tell you. I don't recommend you watching the news because they'll try to brainwash you one way or the other. The newspaper is just as bad. The only thing I could suggest is just watch videos of things that occur. When you hear something happening, go find all the videos you can find about it and watch it happen and make your own mind up about it. Dennis says it's 100% true. The victims have cleared him, but you go listen to your talking points. Yeah. How about the limo driver giving sworn testimony that he overheard Trump in a call with Epstein? Yeah, the same limo driver that swore that Trump reached over the seat and grabbed the steering wheel from him? That same guy? Have you seen the beast? Do you know what limo he rides in?
Yeah, the same limo driver that got proven that all the rest of the stuff that he said was a lie too.
Yeah, the beast has 2 feet of glass between the president and the driver. He's not reaching to grab the steering wheel. That's a lie. A provable lie, which discredits everything else the guy said. He wanted to stop the car and beat his ass, but he went to the FBI. I bet he did.
Mm-hmm.
Dennis says, what about Santa Claus, Fab? Do you believe in him? I have to ask.
Yeah.
Probably. If Santa Claus is a Democrat. I would have stayed quiet until you started talking shit about California. Well, clean it up, Fab Daddy. If you don't want me to talk shit about California, clean it up, because that's a pretty shitty place.
We wasn't talking shit about California. Here, you know what? I'm gonna show you receipts of exactly what I was talking about, so you might talking shit about California. You forget I'm from Florida, so I know all the shit that happened in Florida with all the CDLs.
Debbie says, Fab, research that limo driver. He claimed other things too, and guess what? All the allegations were found to be false. That was in the document drop too. Yeah. Fab Daddy says, oh, so he was mentioned in the files? You can't have it both ways, Debbie. What do you... Fab, just because a name is mentioned in the files does not mean that they're mentioned in the files in a positive or negative way. His name is all over the files, but it's usually from Epstein trying to get somebody to get to Trump, or somebody talking about how Trump won't play ball. It's not anything to do with him actively doing anything. And what was false about California, Fab? Asks Debbie. Dennis says, where Californication, where 350,000 registered votes got turned away from jury duty because they weren't citizens. Message retracted. No, I won't apologize. Well, if you won't apologize, then we're going to have a problem. Because if it's between you and her, it's going to be her. What you said was wrong and it upset her. You need to apologize right now. Be a man. I'm not joking. Okay. You asked for it. Moving on. Aaron says, why, Fab? Because apparently he doesn't know what's good for him. He doesn't know what side of his bread is buttered. Maureen says, every real, actual female woman can help protect children by staying in restrooms if a child is in there or comes in while you are in there, and leave after the child has left so the child isn't victimized. I agree with that. Aaron says, what's that? Dennis says, CNN even said Trump was totally cleared of the Epstein shit on TV, so they lying now? Yeah, even CNN had to admit it, and they don't like to admit things like that. Dennis says, if they had one witness, Fab, they not shut up about it. But there is not one. Yeah, they would never shut up about it if there was anything proven Trump did anything wrong. Every anchor on every channel would be talking about it for the next 10 years. Believe me, it's not for lack of trying. They can't connect him in any way, and they've been fabricating ways to try and connect him, and he still beats it because he's that innocent. Anyway, you've lost your privileges. I hope you're happy. Dennis says, if they had one witness, Fab, they wouldn't shut up about it. There isn't one. Aaron says, what did he or she survive? The questions can't be answered now. Aaron says, okay, and what did he say that made her angry? And why won't he apologize? I missed something. Well, because he's an asshole, and he doesn't understand when he steps on somebody's toes.
Then he's probably out of pot or cigarettes or both.
Or something. Either way, you don't upset my ladies. You know the rules. If you can't be man enough to apologize, you don't get to talk. It's that simple. You can say anything you want to say to me. I can take it. But you cannot upset the ladies. That is my number one and only rule here. Be respectful to the ladies. If you fuck up, you apologize. You got it? Good. Debbie says Virginia Dupree was an Epstein victim that wrote a book about her experiences, and she exonerated Trump and committed suicide. Now would be a good time to say, hey, like, subscribe, share, support, join, and super chat if you can. Cash App $ Jake Johnson Band or PayPal.me/Jake Johnson Band if you want to. We're making waves over here, folks. What it is, hey, Fab, here's a riddle. What is me, myself, and I? I don't know. Dennis says, and why you hang with people you don't respect, Fab? Just to troll? I think he respects me a little. He's acting like he did anyway. But disrespecting my ladies is disrespecting me. And I don't know if you understand how serious I am about that. I don't care who you are, how long you've been here. I don't care if you got a wrench. I don't care if you're my best friend. These ladies make this chat comfortable and nice, and they're all here every single time without fail. You will not disrespect them under my watch. I will smack the shit out of you. Simple as that. No questions. No dilly-dallying. No second chances. You don't disrespect the ladies. If you can't handle that, you go to the kids' room. Because you can't play at the big boys' table. And if you ever do make it back in here, you better damn well apologize, and I'm not going to forget about it. So if you won't, you might as well not come back. I hold one thing valuable in this chat, and that's the honor of the ladies. You do not disrespect them. If you made her mad and she got upset for something you said, then you make it right. I don't give a shit if you got to bite your tongue or say something you don't mean. You make it right. 'Cause that's what men do. If you're not man enough to do it, you don't need to be here around me.
I think he's one of them that don't like any type of female in power because he's always talking shit about Bondi or Caroline Levitt or...
I don't like females in power. That's not an excuse.
But if they can do the job, they can do the job.
Exactly. I don't like it, but I have to live with it. That's the world we live in. But that's no excuse for being disrespectful. Aaron says, dang, Debbie, I didn't know that was pretty dark. They had a lot of catching up to do. Either way, I figured out what he said and not cool, and Jake took care of it, so let it be for now. That's all there is to it. Debbie says, that was the official story, but Virginia did a video that said she was not suicidal and vindicated Trump in the video again. Well, there you go. Yeah, I saw some of that. I didn't see all of it. I didn't see 2 videos, but I saw part of one. Enough that I understood that she, fell down an elevator shaft onto some bullets or something.
That's okay. I don't remember her name now. I'd have to go back and find the video. But they interviewed a girl that said that Trump protected her and saved things from happening to her that should not have happened to her.
Yeah, the one thing that you're going to learn about Trump if you actually pay attention to reality is he's quite the gentleman. And he operates much the same way that I do. He puts women on the pedestal they deserve to be on. And he treats them with respect. And he helps them. He's not the guy you think he is. That's an act. And I've said this before. He's been his whole life in TV and on magazines and newspapers. That thing that you see him do at his rallies is an act. He's not like that in real life. Ask Bill Maher if you think I'm wrong. A guy that actually hates Trump. Watch what he says about him. Amy says, there you are. Hey, Amy. She says, in the group chat, I posted several examples of illegals with CDLs from California, and they have killed people. Amen. Debbie says, Aaron, my comment was before Jake got to Fab being blocked. I will let it go now. Just trying to enlighten Fab that it is futile. No.
Thanks, Amy.
Dennis says, yeah, I was going to say that. She had a dead man switch, and it activated when she didn't check in on time, so it hit hard. It put Obama and Bill Gates and Tom Hanks. Virginia, victim. Imagine that. Tom Hanks, the guy that does all the paintings and pictures of red shoes, which is a symbol for something. Look it up. Look up what little red shoes mean. And then take note of all the people you see wearing them. There's only one person who wears the red shoes. The Pope wears red shoes. Robin Williams wore red shoes. Tom Hanks loves red shoes, but he never wears them, but he makes pictures of them.
Bill Clinton wore red shoes.
There you go. Amy says, I apologize to Fab for flipping out on him, or flipping him off. I am a survivor of child SA. It's a sensitive topic. But I'm not wrong. Well, it doesn't matter if you're wrong. It doesn't matter if you flipped out or not. What matters is how he responded to you, and then he wouldn't apologize for it. And I will not put up with that. Nope, it's not going to happen. And you will learn to respect me on that matter, if nothing else. And that goes for all of you. If you can't talk with a little dignity to the ladies, you don't deserve to be here. I'm trying to have a real conversation with everybody, an open book. I'm trying to bring people together and argue in good faith. But you're not going to disrespect the ladies in my presence. It's not going to happen. You want to be a big boy? It's time you pull up your big boy pants and act like it. If you can't, you deserve what you got coming to you.
Leave it to a liberal to run and cry.
And Maureen says, Amy hugs. And I'm sorry, Amy. I'll apologize on his behalf. I'm sorry you got offended. That wasn't intended. And Aaron says, Amy, it was warranted. Everyone was having a good time. Dennis says, it said Hillary was hunting them with a rifle. Really? I don't doubt that at all, actually. Hillary reminds me of a kind of a crazy bitch that will get out and shoot somebody. It's very dark and in-depth video on Instagram. Send me a link to it. I'd like to see it. Aaron says, hell no, this party's going. Then it says, and when people attack a politician, they are attacking the people who support them. To some degree, yeah. Oh, yeah. California has an app. It's a poop locator for human feces.
Yeah.
And if you ever open, you'll be surprised at just how many spots it has located of human feces. It's scary. I don't think there's that much feces in our sewage department here in North Carolina. And it's all over the street in California. So, yeah, it's a shitty place.
They tell you where not to go because of it. And where all the bums and stuff are at.
It's also the location of Skid Row and the place where all the needles are all over the ground. You guys ought to be ashamed of yourselves. California. Protect California. They don't call it Californication for nothing. Can you think of any other state that has that moniker?
Protect California. California can't even protect themselves with their damn empty water containers.
Yeah. Time to get with the times, buddy. You're living in a fantasy land. Your state is a shithole country. Does that offend you? Sorry. See, I can even apologize when I don't mean it. Amy says, San Francisco. Yeah. Then it says, not everyone there is garbage, but as a state, it's bad. Now, I didn't say anything about the people. State is garbage, and the people that run the state are garbage. I didn't say anything about the citizens. There's a whole group of people up in Orange County and down in the Baja area. They're big time conservatives, real salt of the earth type people. It's just that little spot in the middle where LA's at and a couple of little spots around that are really depraved. Oh, yeah. Maureen says, Jake, it's strange how the governor of California, Gavin Newsom, got that all cleaned up in a day. 24 hours, it was clean when the Chinese government rolled in, but they couldn't do it for the residents. Yeah, that's kind of weird, isn't it? I mean, there were no homeless people in sight. All the sidewalks were clean. All of the streets were clean. All of the building sides were clean. All of the graffiti was painted over. It looked like a positive, uplifting city. And they did it in 24 hours. But they can't do that for the people that live there, that pay taxes there. But they can do it for China. China dignitaries are coming. Let's clean up around here. Oh, imagine that. Yeah, it's kind of strange, Maureen. Aaron says, I'm behaving myself for now. Well, no need to. You got me hot under the collar. You think Amanda's banhammer is crazy.
You know you done did some shit when Jake breaks out the banhammer.
Dennis says, it looks like a Republican. It looks like a Republican me. It looks like a Republican to me would have a chance at the governorship. Yeah, except they got it rigged. They tried that. Larry Elder tried to run for governor, and he got screwed out of it. And a couple other people have tried, and they outdo him because they're probably cheating. They probably got the same voter booths there that they got in Georgia. Because Larry Elder's kind of a famous guy, man. A lot of people like that guy. I don't know him well enough to like him. I'm not giving him my vote of approval. He's got to be better than Gavin Newsom, though. Amy says, I vaccinated in San Diego with my husband. I vacationed in San Diego with my husband. Not one single restaurant served sweet tea. That in and of itself speaks volumes. Yes, it does. San Diego is the place where Simon & Simon was at, and it used to be quite a nice city. back when Republicans ran it. May have says, may have a chance. Yeah, right. Mind Stretcher, I got you. Amy says, I found you, Aaron. I see you hiding behind the curtains. Tag, you're it. Dennis says 2 Republicans have won already this year. For governor? Or for other seats? He's talking about in other seats, yeah. Maybe they'll have a change. I know that they trended Republican during the election. They leaned in that direction, but it still ain't enough to unseat Gavin Newsom. He's got it. He's dug in like a tick. And that other woman there, I don't know what she does, senator or something. The woman that took all the money for the fire departments. Maureen says a little respect goes away, but that requires people to be adults. I hear you. It don't take much. Aaron says, Debbie, I saw the desk. It's funny. Louis Vuitton has red bottoms and red shoes. Yes. Just take a cursory glance. Just go look it up. Just Google red shoes and see what comes up. See if you can find out a reason for red shoes. Dennis says the primary 2 won. He'll be running against them. Good. Debbie says, Aaron, the desk. What are you talking about? And Maureen says, I meant it'll go a long way. Yeah, a little respect goes a long way. That's correct. And I do respect you ladies. And I think very highly of you. And I will accept nothing less from anybody else that comes in here. And you can say whatever you want to me. I'm a big boy. I can take it. But you will respect the ladies. I can't say that enough. Aaron says, Amy, I don't know what you found behind that curtain, but it wasn't me, LOL. Amy says, what big hands you have. Dennis says, people who hunt people, red shoes, right? That's one thing. It's more specifically people that like a certain age of person. But yeah, there are clubs of people that like to hunt people. Yeah. Aaron says, the pickle desk. And Debbie says, oh, that, Aaron. Yes, I need that in my pickle palace. Pickle palace. Is that what we're calling it these days? When I was a kid, we called that a vagina. And Aaron says, LOL, that's great. All right, boys and girls, it's 10:30 and I got to go to work in the morning, so it's almost 10:30. It's 10:21. Get it out of your system now. I'm winding down. Yeah. Dennis says, I don't want to say the other, but it's worse than that. Yeah. Yes, it is. And you're not wrong. Kevin, there you are. He says, I'm just sitting here wondering how many boosters Fab Daddy's got. Probably all 12. I don't know. I didn't get any of them. I didn't want any of them. I didn't get any of the shots, and I didn't get any of the boosters, and I'm happy for that. I'm happy that my common sense prevailed. And I wonder what other people think, having just caved so quickly to a government-issued, untested drug being injected into their bodies. Without fight, they just caved. And then they couldn't be wrong, so they had to demonize you. That got ugly. That's a good example of how scared people really are. It's quite amazing.
I didn't get any jabs.
Thank God for that. Maureen says, blessed night, everybody. Blessed night to you too, Maureen. I hope you have a great night. Amy says, I'm good. I just let something get under my skin. Well, I love you. I got you back.
And there was a video that just came out of Bill Gates and Fauci, where they fabricated everything to try to take Trump down with the COVID.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, back in 1999, I think it was called Project 221 or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was called. I think it was 221, something like that. It's numbers. Anyway, they were running war games, but for pandemics in 99. It was Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation that was doing it. And all of the earmarks is exactly what happened during the pandemic is what they settled on in that game. So they planned it out in 99, and then they executed it when they did. It's very true. Debbie says boosters could be the reason why the Democrats are losing their base. Yeah, could be. That and the other things. Dennis says, me neither. Not one. And I was right about it all. The facts are still coming out. Yes. And they will continue to come out. And we will find out that was a big hoax. Your intuition, your immediate response was the right one. You can trust yourself because you made the right call on that. Well, there's Linda. Hi, Linda. Linda says, I just wanted to pop in and say hi, Hamburger Hillbrand. Well, hi. How you doing today? Debbie says, the Democrats' favorability numbers are in the toilet, and I hope they keep coming down. I hope we don't lose the House or the Senate. This midterm's coming up. I think they probably got one more cheat in them, though, unless something drastic happens between now and then that takes it off the table.
Hamburger Hillbrand, Linda.
Amy says, hi, Cookie. And Debbie says, Linda, did you bring cookies for Kevin? I hear he is mighty hungry. Kevin says, hello, Linda. Cookie, 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 cookie. Maureen says, I'm sure they already have the next pandemic set for release, and I will not conform. Fool me once, not happening again. Amen to that. Yeah, if I'd have knew 10 years ago what I know now, if I'd have knew 20 years ago what I know now, I would have homeschooled my kids. I'd have never let them in public school, and I would move to the mountains somewhere as far away from civilization as I could get and just communicate via the internet. But I was too late. I didn't see it coming, and they got me. They got me good. They nearly killed me. But I'm still here, and I stand my ground. Debbie says the favorability numbers are down, but that will not stop the dimwits from voting for them. I know, right? Aaron says, I offended anybody, then I'm saying I'm sorry openly. And anybody who's been offended by something, I said because I'm man enough to do that. So if I offended any of you, I apologize, even if I didn't know it. Well, you didn't, and that's quite fine. Thank you. And you are quite the man for saying so, but you did not offend anybody, nor have you. Dennis says, heart with his love. Amen. I love you too, buddy. Amanda?
Nighters all. See you Friday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on Untethered Live for Chillstream.
Well,
love y'all.
It's been quite the conversation tonight. Thank you all for joining in and participating. Thank you for all your input, even if you disagreed, even if I argued with you. That's the name of the game. That's what we do here. It's what a microphone's all about. But it don't mean I don't love you, and I do. I love each and every one of you, even the ones that I ban, because you got to learn a lesson somehow or other. But, come on back if you ever want to try again. I done told you once, you son of a bitch, I'm the best there's ever been. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for watching. I love each and every one of you. Let's see the last couple of comments. Debbie says, Aaron, I'm offended that you didn't diss me in the face tonight. And Dennis says, walk with God and live in love. I always try to. Mind Stretcher, you do the same thing. We love you and we'll see you Friday. Amy says, live long and prosper. Dayanasha no Korosha. Peace and long life. Aaron says, good job. Thank you. And Linda says, good night, kissy face. Linda, I'm sorry you just popped in as soon as I was leaving. I wish you'd have showed up a little earlier. I'd love to talk to you. Anyway, I hope you have a good night, and I hope that you have a good day tomorrow, and I'll see you Friday. When you guys go out into the world, now and forever, be nice to somebody. I promise it'll change your life. It will. All right. That's it for me, guys. Thanks. Turn your mic on.
Good night, y'all.